know it's a difficult time. You're hurting. I hear you and I see you. But don't forget all that we accomplished. It's been a historic presidency. Not because I'm president, because what we've done, what you've done. A presidency for all Americans. Much of the work we've done is already being felt by the American people, but the vast majority of it will not be felt over the next 10 years. We have legislation we passed that's just only now just really kicking in.
It really wasn't just a loss for Democrats. It was a beatdown. If this were a boxing match, it wouldn't have been decided on points. It would have been a knockout. The Republicans did well in places that we as Democrats never expect them to do well, in urban areas, with Black and Latino voters, with women voters, for reasons that the Democratic Party will have to spend some time analyzing over the next few months. We lost some key constituencies, and Donald Trump made inroads into areas that were unfathomable before this election. So the Democratic Party will have to do some soul searching and figure out how we bounce back from this.
So I just want to say that they came from all quarters: union, non-union, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, Arab American, Muslim American. We had everybody, and it was beautiful.
There were three key issues in this election: the economy, immigration, and to a lesser extent, abortion. We won on one of those three issues, but we lost on the other two. And I'll be honest with you, as a Democrat, I don't know what our message was on immigration or on the economy. We spent a lot of time talking about democracy, but I think we were only talking to ourselves. Democracy is not a kitchen table issue for most Americans. Because I think that if you were to put Donald Trump's personality on the ballot, it would lose in a landslide. I don't think Americans are signing up for the personality. What it is that they're willing to overlook things that they don't really like about him for the sake of the fact that they think he's going to fix the economy and he's going to fix immigration. They were speaking loud and clear last night.
Against predators who abused women and children and cartels that...
And I would argue that in 2020, Joe Biden did not actually earn a mandate for a very progressive agenda. Joe Biden won in 2020 because he was not Donald Trump, and voters didn't want, at that point, any more of Donald Trump. So in 2024, Donald Trump won. He won decisively. He won the Electoral College. He won the popular vote. He has won or is winning all 7 battleground states, won the Senate. And if they keep the House, they're going to argue that they have a mandate. And that means that they're going to be able to go further and deeper with their political agenda.
Been together. And I'd like to begin by asking a very...
Just like Republicans need to be careful of their far right, we need to be careful of the left. And I would argue that Joe Biden overinterpreted his mandate in 2020. And he moved forward with a Green New Deal agenda that I don't think voters wanted.
To restate my question, does the president feel any responsibility for the outcome?
The president understands that he's going to respect the will of the people. That's what he understands. He understands that the American people made a decision, and he's going to respect that. He believed he made the right decision. When he stepped aside, decided that he wasn't going to run, he automatically... Guys, here's the thing, and we can't rewrite history. We have to remember what happened in 2022. 2022 is a perfect example, actually, because when we came out of 2022 midterms, we saw a successful midterms for any new administration in over 60 years. And it was because of the president's policies.
Does the president have any regrets about when he chose to leave the race, or any regrets about deciding to run for a second term?
The president is very proud of what he was able to accomplish. He was very proud, and when he made that decision to hand over the torch, pass the torch to the vice president, he believed it was the right decision to make at that time. He believed that she was ready. She was ready to lead on day one, and has been very proud on what he's been able to deliver. And as I was talking to Zeke, or answering Zeke's question moments ago, what we saw 2 nights ago was certainly very much in line to what we've seen in other G7 countries. In incumbencies, the role, the toll that the pandemic took, even though we were able to lead in the world when it comes to the economy, we saw what happened in other G7 countries.
Can you address that criticism?
To do what he did, meaning
Not stepping aside faster and showing what some people say, quoting folks here, an arrogance of believing he was the only one who could beat Donald Trump.
you said something at the end that I do want to just kind of reiterate and remind folks, and it was a good reminder to me, which is like, look, the president, this is the president who has been the only person has been able to beat Donald Trump. I mean, that is true. In 2020, he was able to do that. There were more than 20 candidates who tried to beat him, and he was the one that has been able to do that. I talked about what happened in the midterms, how it was historical for a new administration in more than 60 years to have been able to have that type of outcome from the 2022 midterms when everybody said it would be a red wave. What I will also say is that he's incredibly proud of the campaign that this vice president ran. Incredibly proud of her. And when he did decide to step aside, he immediately endorsed her, and the party unified behind her. They did.
He said that. My question is just if you can or want to address the criticism that's being directed at him for this loss.
There's going to be a lot of people who are going to say a lot of things. There's going to be election experts who are going to look under the hood in the next couple of days and weeks and months, as I've said already, and they're going to have their opinion on this race. What I can say is that, and this is something the president says all the time, you get knocked down, you get back up. And the president said this moments again. This is a defeat, but we are not defeated. It's honest, it's fair, and it's transparent. And it can be trusted, whether you win or you lose.